Hello everybody, it's me Stephan, and I wanted to make another video. A friend of mine watched one of my videos on this channel, and he came to me and said, there's basically nothing new. Like, all these things have already been said in religion, and there's nothing new. Why? That was what he said to me. Like, I already knew this stuff. So I thought, yeah, that's true. That's pretty basic stuff. Because as I usually say, only if you experience those things yourself, you can understand them, because they are not really. It's not really stuff that you can explain very much. It's just stuff you have to see for yourself. But also I thought, is there something new? Can I tell something that has not been there? So I thought I just start the camera and think about that. What new stuff could I tell you? Well, think about the world around you. Think about that there's a connection between you and the physical world around you. Straighten your back. Do sports. That's nothing new, but do sports, that's important. Strengthen your back. Relax. Now, try to understand something that is beyond our logic, and that is, you touch the surroundings without touching them. You are connected to the surrounding physics, to the surrounding physics, the wall and the other walls. You're connected to that, and at the same time you're not connected to those things. So if you hold your hand and you move it away from the wall, like in this case, let's say from this wall, you hold your hand, you move it away from the wall. Imagine you're pulling the wall with you, and at the same time you're not pulling the wall. So now you see, it's not just my hand is not it's not meaningless where I move my hand in regard to the physical wall. So try to imagine this connection. Now straighten your back. Feel this connection. What use is that? What can you do with that? With this idea, you get an idea of moving of some things that happen in your body when you move your body in regard to the physical surroundings. You can actually feel the surroundings, and every time you move, you pull the surroundings and you push the surroundings. Yeah. The problem with new stuff is it's crazy, but take a look out. Have a look out for this. Next thing, another new thing is completely new. It also has to do with your body, but it's something different now. Imagine if you meet a person, the person will react to you. Now, I come back to the surroundings things later, if I remember. Now, a person comes to you. Now imagine to stand off. Like I'll do it very slightly from the side. Maybe you stand off. You go back a bit. Imagine what will happen to the person. The person's body and feelings will come forward a bit. If you on the other hand crumble in with your muscles, crumble in and go down a bit, the other person's body will be encased in what you do. So what happens here, now we come back to the wall thing. What happens here is you put when I go to this wall, when I turn to this wall and roll in with my stomach muscles and my breast muscles, if I roll in, make a roll in movement, then what happens with the wall is it will be condensed. The wall will be pushed together. So it's important to understand that, as I said, with new things, it happens and it does not happen. So, but it happens and it does not happen. But the point is, it happens. On one side, you have the it happens side. So when you bow and crumble yourself towards the wall will crumble. If you open up and straighten up, the wall will straighten up. And you can do the same with the body of a person, because the body of a person is physical. So when you crumble yourself, like take your stomach and breast muscle, pull them together, and the different movement to making stretching your back to the other side. This is opening. This is closing, if you so want. So crumbling in, closing. If you do this, you can push another person together, which will be a movement feeling for the other person as being held and cuddled if you do it right. And that's physical. That's a type of physically moving the room around you. What you can do with this, you would have to again experiment for yourself. But since this is not the section where I say you have to experience it yourself, let's see what else I can say about this. As you saw me just moving my hand like that, I said let me think, and I moved my hand. I'm feeling the room around me, the wall, and the rest of the room around me. There's a connection that you can get aware of. Okay, what else can I say to this? I wouldn't know too much to say about this, because from that point you really get strong into this experience for yourself, what happens. But try to get this feeling for the surroundings. As I said, it's actually important to understand that it's not too important for the higher things, but it's an interesting thing to take note of. So now, when you are with another person and you get a feel for when you crumble in, you crumble the other, you make the other body denser, and you get a feeling for opening up to the other side, opening up and making the other body stretching the body of the other person. From there you get a feeling of getting a perfect state for the physical body of the other person, which is neither crumbled nor is it open too much. It is you see, between here and there's some middle that you can hold, giving the other person a free, good feeling inside of the world. Yeah, I don't know. Try this for yourself. What else new can I say? I don't know if I mentioned it all too much, but reaching higher cannot be constructed. So it's you always want to say, okay, especially when you start doing stuff like that, being you think about acting physically, moving the world around you, and then you think, okay, is there the perfect physical motion that gets me right into the universe, right to the higher things? Can I open myself? Can I hold my hands in a way? Is there something of perfect motion? And then it's important to understand that getting into a higher state, like really progressing and getting into a higher state, is a very, very complicated. And it has to do with your mind and your body and the higher things surrounding you. So these three factors, that it's your mind and your body and the higher things around you, and to this comes that you do not know how it works, because again, it works with your body and not with your body. And not even this is true. It's as I said, with all the higher things, they work on a completely different logical frame. Our logic does not apply. So the point below the line is, you cannot construct it. You cannot physically or construct it or construct it with a certain type of thinking. You can only reach it with actually trying, with trying to be nice. It's actually trying this to say, okay, there no physical stuff and no meditation and nice. Like if you would say, for example, okay, I meditate, and you go like this, complicated, and you got your whole. Of course, you will learn to use your body for the things for things as soon as you really get a grip of how you move your surroundings. Actually, physically, with the physical form of your body, move your surroundings. Like I'm at the moment doing this, pushing the wall, pulling the wall, and moving my hand kind of free from doing both. If you understand these techniques, then you will want to work with them on a higher level and come to a better form. But let's say I would do this, I would be very good in doing this. And now I say, okay, I go to a perfect form, and then you would not come further with this, and then you would say, okay, I stop this, I do nothing of this, and I say instead, I listen to a person and am nice to that person. And then you are doing, and then what happens is that with this you really reach a higher form. It's free of these things. And when you do this, then because the higher things play a role in getting you higher, and it's a complicated thing that you cannot understand and construct, then you will, when you say, okay, forget all this body stuff, and are just plainly nice and say, okay, I got time for you. What did you want to say, or what can we do that's good for both of us? Then you will understand these physical things, and then the next time you go and move your body in a certain way, you will know better. You will learn these physical things through the casual things. It's very important to understand. So you cannot say, oh, I move like this, then now I have to move like this. This doesn't work because for some reason these things are too complicated to do this, these physical things. Okay, is there anything else I could tell you? When you see me doing things, like, when I say, okay, let me think about it, then I'm, in a way, moving according to the surroundings. It can be important when you wanna get your back, your back. If you say your back is like always so tense and stuff, think about moving according to the surroundings. There's a wall that literally that actually is there. When I position myself here, there will be an effect coming from the wall through my back. There's this chair. This chair has a form. There's an effect. There's an effect onto my back when I move regarding in regard to this chair, and there's no effect. And between those two things, you somewhere find where these effects lie. That that you can use for things that actually I have not completely figured out. But those effects don't bring you to perfection. That's the thing I'm pretty sure of. It will only but you see how high the value of being nice is, that even if you understood complicated techniques of moving yourself according to the surroundings, the physical surroundings, move your physical body according to the physical surroundings, even if you understood that, and you get you like me get a grip for when I just move my hand just an inch together, but I'm not only moving my hand, I'm moving the complete room. I'm squeezing the room. I'm squeezing the walls of the room by doing this. All walls around me come closer together when I do this, and they open when I do this. And you cannot only do this with your hand, you also do this with your body. So I'm moving backwards a bit. It's like it's making this movement. It's making this. I'm making a C when I bow down. I make a C when I go up, and this in connection with the hand, because you got a body. So your complete body is a physical thing that stands in relation to the room. So I don't just, if you will notice when you go and stretch, like when I stretch according to the room, because I move the room and I know that. But when you stretch without knowing that, you go like, yeah, you notice that at this point you notice gliding past the effect. Let's say if the wall and my hand would be connected, I could not move my hand, because there would be the connection that between it. It would prevent me from moving my hand forth, and it would prevent me from moving my hand back, because the wall does not move. So I still can move my hand, because the effect is there and not there. But yet the wall moves. It does not follow my hand completely, but it moves. So let's say it becomes dense or crumbled. If I go like this, let's just do it. Maybe you can see something. If I go like this, if I go like this, I crumble the wall. I densen the wall. And if I go like this, I go through. I kind of go through the effect, and nothing happens with the wall. Densen the wall, opening, making the wall come apart, like, and not doing this, going through. And you're always going through, and you're always dancing whatever you do, whatever you try. As I said, it's beyond our logic. But you can get a feel for this. That will, I don't know, it can relax you. It can relax you big time, because you will really like connect to the physical room. You can connect to the person you talk with. Okay. Is there anything else? If you stretch, like, yeah, then you stretch your muscles. You bend your muscles and let them go, so that they are relaxed, because they have been torn apart, torn outside and pushed back again. Or you squeeze your muscles and you press them, and then you let them go again, so they have been squished and then relaxed again. So you can do this with the person you talk to, by moving your body. You can squeeze a person and let it go again. So there's this room you give to the other person by the way you move. If you open up, the person will have more room, and if you come together, the person will be squeezed. If you do it the right way, and if you do it the right way, it will happen. If you do it if you cannot do it, it will not happen. But either way you do it, it will happen and not happen. If you do it the right way, it will also not happen. If you do it the wrong way, it will also happen. So, yeah, beyond our logic. That's why I don't talk about these things, because if you understand them, if you are nice, you will start to understand them by yourself, and then you will also understand why they are beyond our logic. And I don't look like a complete fool talking about moving your physical surroundings. But I don't mind, because this video's topic was new things, and I said at the beginning, those new things are things that cannot be understood unless you really see them for yourself. What else? I wouldn't know. I mean, there must be something that I can still. Something about time. No, I wouldn't know. I wouldn't have no idea at the moment what other great insights I could talk about. There's stuff that I know what of which I would say it would be worth passing it on to you, but it really leaves the field of of the things we usually use our words for. And that's a security. This is security I have. In trusting in like the higher things, and that also gives the security that what I do is right. It gives me, it's not only that I guess what I'm doing is right, it's I know it. It's definitely, it's not only right, it's in a way lying on the perfect track. It's this, as I always say higher things that you usually don't see, and that you connect with them. So I connect with things that can only be described as better than you think they would be. I connect with these things, and I draw a certain kind of security from them, which really gets physical. It's a physical feeling of drawing. When I make this, then I mean it's a feeling of like things flowing together in my body. But every image you would make of these things, like maybe somebody would call it she energy or something, but I wouldn't do this, because it's much higher than that. It's what I consider the normal stuff. It's the normal stuff, and you've got to go there, and you can only go there with being nice. But you see, it's worth it. From there you see how much it's worth it, because okay, a lot of you are with their thoughts. Always their thoughts are working with, how will other people think of me? What is that? What I do good? And from the point I am at the moment, it's, I don't have that. I don't care what another person thinks of me, because I notice the higher things. You see my hands? See how I pull them together? It's not accidentally. It's not to tell. It's not a gesture to tell you something, like when I say stop or come here. That's a gesture for you. But when I do these things during talking, then I'm acting towards the higher things and the physical surroundings. And the higher things are surroundings. They are also there. So I'm with these things I'm doing here, I'm actually moving the higher things, pulling them in towards me, for example, or holding them. Like when I go like this, I'm holding things the right way. Now I'm not. You notice I'm not watching to the camera, because I don't want the contact at the moment. I did not want the contact to you, like when I watch into the camera, which I will do now. But I will, for a second, focus that I will create a contact. I focus now, create a contact to you, and so it's you notice the contact that we have when I watch into the camera and like talk to you, and this is something that you would ignore, that you might ignore on when you think, oh, because it's so normal. So you think, okay, I got the higher things that I want to reach, and while I do this, I talk to people, because that's normal. I walk, I do things, I talk to people, but as I said somewhere else, it's, if you think about the fabric, like the complete the thing, what things are made of. If you think about all these things, and at some point you would notice that, you see, I just wanted to look at you, so I just made a move on focusing on focusing and then looking at you. You see, this is just a very slight that I do, that where you can see this move of focusing, and then I look at you. If you understand if you understand if you want to have the good living of good movement and such, which, as I said before, always remember, is not important for coming to perfection, but it's something you like to do. And if you want to have the good movement, then you want to consider this, focusing, looking at you again, and focusing. And as soon as I turn away from looking at you, I get more. I'm focusing on other things, like the room, my body, and my thoughts, the form of my thoughts. I will come to that in a minute. If you consider the whole fabric, as I said, it might not be the best word, but that the things are happening. That when you see people and you feel the connection between just the normal connection of talking to somebody, or the normal connection you feel with the room, or the normal connection you feel by just moving your body without considering the room. Like all these normal things, if you put them all together and say those things are all happening, then you notice that moving in the right way is a thing that takes these things into account. That's the things you change. You change how you look at people. You change how you move your body, how you form your physical body towards a person. You take care of how the surroundings form you, how a person looking at you changes you. When the physical thing becomes important, which is not for reaching perfection, but which is something you see on the way to something you notice on the way to perfection, then when you look at somebody, when you form your body towards somebody, then this person's body will do two things. It will be formed because of the physical stuff that I talked about before. It will be formed, and it will be formed just because it will react to you. If I go like this towards you, you will without noticing go back a bit. You will feel through me being a nice person or a person, you will think I'm a nice person because it's something that's inside of us. So you will react in a team mode, like wolves or something, like being like reacting on each other in a social mode. So when I come towards you like this, then you not only will think, oh, what's happening, then your body would just stay like it is, and you would think, what's happening, but your body will react to this motion. It might it might crumble, like go together here, and the shoulders might come together, and you might lower your head, and if I would go like this, you would also socially, because of the social aspect, you would heighten. So and that happens all the time. With every movement I do, I move you. There's nothing you cannot. There's not only you cannot do much about it. You could practice not to do much about it, but the point is you don't want to do something about it, because that's part of the connection. What you want is keep this up to standard. So I always say, become so nice that be so nice and caring every minute that it becomes normal for you to be nice and caring. And this is an aspect of this, that when I do some movement that I know you react to, I'm so used to being nice and caring because I practice this a lot, like every minute. I try to give every minute to this as good as I can, at least, and which is not always perfect. So I instinctively, basically, when I do this, and I know I push your body, then I do this to massage you, to as I said, the muscles. I push and open. I do this to massage you, because one aspect of being nice is to give people the opportunity to be better, that it's more easy for the other person to be better. And I have this wish for being nice. I really imprinted the wish to be nice by doing nothing other than being nice. Again, do you see it? Again, I push your body down, massaging it, pushing it together. I go back, pushing it up. So my coming back and forth is moving your body. You can do that with other people. But if you do that with other people and you're not used to being nice, you will use it, you will either not know it and talk with people and not know what you're doing. You will go like this and this and that, and the person will be like, and you're not using the full potential of this. And if you want to use the full potential, you can do a lot with this. Give the other person a good state, a good form of the body. But it's very complicated to grasp this. Like, you can never completely understand how you give somebody a perfect form. You can only hope that you instinctively do this. But to instinctively do this, which you have to have faith in doing this instinctively, like using your deep knowledge of using these movements for the best. And since you need your deep knowledge that you do not have, that you cannot describe, you have to make one thing sure, absolutely sure, and that is that your prima wish, your first wish, is to be nice. And if you try to be nice in casual situations, like talking to people, listening to people, sharing things, and making this your prima wish, then you will more and more get the feeling and imprint in yourself that this is your prima wish. And with this you will, when then you move people accidentally because you move yourself, you will still carry that wish inside of yourself. That will be your first wish. So you will, without thinking about it, move the people in the right way. Basically, focus, and I look at you again. You see, and now you have learned that when I raise my hand, it's not necessarily something that I want to gesture like, oh wow. It's something moving myself the right way, in a relaxed way, so to say, not in a good way too much, but in a relaxed way. It might have to do with reaching higher things, but it's nothing you focus on. Even if it has to do with reaching higher things, then you don't focus on it, because you have to focus on physical, mental, and higher things, what they want, what they do, and so you can never grasp it. So you let it all go. You let it all go. You have these ideas of moving, and just be nice. What can I do for you? What can we reach for everybody? And then you will learn these things by doing this. So they're too complicated, and only with the full movement of just wanting this, just saying, okay, I want to be nice. That's the full movement. I stop, I hold, and think what is actually nice at this moment. This only will bring you there, to these complicated things. It's very, very important. Okay, form of the thoughts. What means form of the thoughts? Your body got a form. That we talked about that all the time now. Your body got a form. But what about your thoughts? Like think. I got a tutorial somewhere on my internet on my homepage talking about form of the thoughts, a bit more in detail. So look at me. What am I thinking about? Nothing. Okay, I'm not really. That I'm thinking about nothing in specific does not mean that I don't give my thoughts a form. I really would not know at the moment how to explain this better. It's when you on my page, I remember I've written in the text that you think about things like a fire, car, maybe, or whatever you think about a certain subject, and you are in a certain mood, like you're happy or careful or stuff, and so you are in a certain mood while you think, and this mood is at some point has to do with the form with what I call form of the thoughts. So it's the general the basic idea of all this is coming to the point where you understand the thought process as also having a certain form, just as the body has a form, so that you don't just let your mind run free, and because also this influences the other person. So if I would let this run free, for example, my mood, if I'm excited or what would just jump around without me controlling it. And that's not that's with you can if you don't control that, you cannot as I'm trying to simulate at the moment. Yeah, like what? How it? Okay, as I go back to controlling that. I hope this was helpful. So now I hold it still. It's okay. It's not. It's just. It's a thought of things are okay. The way they are. Kind of like being content, for example, and this is important for. However, however you might experiment with this, finding out what is the right state of the way you think, and how you use your thoughts to create such effects. But also they can help you to touch be in touch, not to touch the surroundings, but to be in touch with the surroundings, and they can help you with moving the other person, because not only my movement towards you puts you in a form, but also my thoughts put you in a form. My thoughts influence the way I hold my facial muscles and the rest of my body. So it at this point these things are connected. You see, my form of the thought is connected to the movement of my body, and both influence you. Focus, look at you. See, I focus before I do this because I'm so deep in inside of feeling the surroundings. that I don't from this point, if I would from this point just look at you, I would not know what happens to you, because it might not be super bad, but it's also not controlled. So you always see me doing a waking up thing from leaving the being in touch with the surroundings, and then I look at you, and then I take up what comes from you, and then I get in touch with that. Now I'm now I'm with the surroundings again, and I could experiment with being in touch with the surroundings and looking at you right away, but I wouldn't, because I would consider this not dangerous, not actually dangerous, but uncontrolled, and that I imprinted being careful with other people and other things so much. I've imprinted that so much on me that I'm reluctant. I'm reluctant to even put the slightest danger on you. Not the slightest. That sounds like too much restriction that I put myself on, not to bring you in any danger. It's not a danger. I can be in touch with the surroundings and look at you. Will not be more than the smallest shockwave of whatever. But I'm reluctant to do it, because I'm. You see what I just did with my eye? That was looking at you, but looking at you from the side. I just got you in the peripheral vision. So that's something I do. So I check that you're still there and stuff. But I'm not looking straight at you. That's just because I'm reluctant, and I'm reluctant because I got not a good feeling about doing this, even though it's not really dangerous. And that's a good. Again, I'm looking at you, and still being in touch with the surroundings. So, but it's if you have practiced yourself so much I'm looking at you. If you practice yourself so much at being super careful, then you're on the right way. That's not restrictive. You cannot restrict yourself. It's rather the way you want it. The more careful you are instinctively, the more you go so far to have this instinctively. Do it all the time until you don't want the other stuff, don't want to do any other stuff. Then focus, looking at you. Then you're on the right way. It has to be really a thing you do by yourself and automatically. Okay, what else could I say? Which kind of okay? I think we've seen a lot. I see the time. It's already 49 minutes. I don't know if I like gave you something with this now. If this was helpful for you, but I just wanted to do one video which talks about the new stuff or something new, which is not directly written in religious books. The other stuff that I say you can basically read at other places too. So I wanted to have this video about new things, which I really hope was not too crazy. But as I said, it's always difficult. These things can not be put in words too much, and you be careful with them. You don't think like, oh, now this is the way to do things. Just always take them with not absolutely seriously, because it's when you want to reach the higher things, you're going to things being different than our logic, being different than the way we understand things. And every time you think you understood something, it's still gonna be different later on. So you could just take all this what I just said and just simply forget it. And you wouldn't do anything wrong with that. You can also, so that by that you can see how serious you have to study this. If you think, oh, I'm going to study this super hard, it's not like in any way necessary. You can just basically forget it, and you will still know, it will still come to higher things. What I want to say with that is, it's again a point of defining things. Defining things is always, if you define things from a point of not understanding them, and we don't understand the higher things, and as soon as you define them wrongly. So those are things that I feel, but they are just images I can work with quite well. But you might think that you would need different images for understanding these things, or it's not understanding. Understanding is the wrong word. It's rather managing to deal with things. It's like coming to a good system of working with things. So it's not too much understanding, because understanding would imply that you know things, but it's rather coming to a good system of working with the things. And for this, you really have to. Now I say it again. You really have to be as nice as you can to understand these things better. At some point we can talk of understanding things, but that means, okay, I understood it, but I will still understand it better than at some point. So yeah, it's not too much understanding. It's working with things. You have to be nice. Put yourself to being nice to understand like higher things. And I just tried with this video to give a bit of some things that I work with, that you might maybe not have thought about too much, or might now think, okay, this was stupid. But anyways, thank you for watching. And yeah, that was the video on new things, so to say. I thank you for watching. It has been fun, and I wish you have a good day. And yeah, this video, let's stop the video now. Didn't stop. See what I'm doing? I'm not directly stopping. I'm moving myself. I'm gesturing. I'm looking at you. I'm crumbling and opening and putting my physical like stretching together here, also to crumble you and give you this, as I said, this what you react socially towards. You do things that you react socially as feeling liked and feeling appreciated, and then opening, stretching outside to the side here, like stretching you, and wobbling my shoulders back and forth so that physically your shoulders wobble. Then feeling you in my body, and to check if I'm doing it the right way. Then correcting my body posture in regard to your body posture, and then saying, oh, I got it. I've been like my back is not arranged the right way at the moment. It's kind of like, oh, so I myself am whole. You know what I mean? After I really gotta make this my back in a way, but yeah, that was what I'm doing when I said I'll stop the video now. I took this time for doing all these things. So that just was an insight into things I'm thinking. Maybe it helps you for getting an overview for yourself what you put your thoughts to. I mean, it's an exchange of ideas. So I'm just giving ideas here in this video. Okay, here it stinks a bit because this presses the ribs press here some muscles, which they shouldn't, because there's wrongly arranged spine. It presses here. And it's okay. Just have to my back at some point. This I'm doing for myself now. But maybe you also want to see this. Okay. I hope you liked the video and it has been fun for me. And goodbye.